dears? Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dears? All are fine? Then we discussed our Bibin Babu's chapter, right? Bibin Babu's chapter we discussed, and I think it's completed also. Am I correct? Then have you get your question answers? Get your question answers. Working with it. Now we are going to discuss our working with the text. Listen. Working with the text. Working with the text. Question number 1. The author describes Bibin Babu as a serious and hardworking man. What evidence can you find in the story to support this? Okay, which are the evidence? I'm going to give you. All of you open your notebook firstly and just give the space for question number 1, and answer is here. We are told that on that particular day, speed up. We are told that on that particular day, Bibin Babu could not carry on his work. Bibin Babu could not carry on his work. He returned home early. He returned home early. He returned home early. Full stop. Then the author says that it had happened for the first time. It had happened for the first time in the 25th years of his service. In the 25th years of his service. In that firm, FIRM firm. Full stop. We are told Bibin Babu had the reputation of a tireless conscientious, conscientious, conscientious worker, full stop. All this shows that he was a serious and hardworking man. He was a serious and hardworking man. Question number 2. Why did Bibin Babu change his mind about meeting Chunilal? Why was the result of this meeting? Write down. Bibin Babu had first refused to meet Chunilal. Bibin Babu had first refused to meet Chunilal. 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 Full stop. Then he suddenly felt that Chunilal could perhaps help him. Chunilal could perhaps help him. Full stop. Chunilal had been meeting him off and on. on. Full stop. So he expected that. If at all he ever made a trip to Ranchi. If at all he ever made a trip to Ranchi. Chunilal should know it. Chunilal should know it. Full stop. So he hurried down to see Chunilal. Third question. Bipin Babu lost consciousness at Hudro Falls. What do you think was the reason for this? Answer. Hudro Falls was Bipin Babu's last hope. Hudro Falls was Bipin Babu's last hope. He was told that he had slipped and injured. His knee there. Knee, knee there. Full stop. However, there too, Bipin Babu could not recall his visit. Bipin Babu could not recall, recall, ormika, recall his visit. Full stop. After all, how could he, when the visit was never made. Question mark. But the shock that he had lost his memory. Must have been too great to bear. B-E-A-R, bear. Full stop. It must have been this reason. That he lost consciousness. At Hudro Falls. Okay dears, our question number 4. How do you think Bipin Babu reacted when he found out that Chunilal had tricked him? Okay, then you can write your own. Then working with the language. All of you listen. We are going to our working with the language. All of you open textbook and look at your textbook. Working with the language. Look at these two sentences. He had to buy at least 5 books to last him through the week. Bipin had to ask Chuni to leave. Had to is used to show that it was very important or necessary for Bipin Babu to do something. He had no choice. He can also use have to, has to in the same way. Okay, usage of have to, has to, had. Extreme need anande had to. Okay, listen. Fill in the blanks using had to, have to or has to. First one, I dash to cut my hair every month. Is it extreme? Coming very fastly. Have to. I have to cut my hair every month. We had to go for swimming lessons last year. We had to go for swimming lessons last year. She has to tell the principal the truth. They have to take the baby to the doctor. We had to complain to the police about the noise. Romit had to finish his homework before he could come out to play. I had to repair my cycle yesterday. Then all of you listen. Here are few idioms that you will find in the story. Look at them and dictionary in the following way. All of you listen. And then idiom. Idiom means I think beat about the bush. Have you heard about that? Beat about the bush. Then just like that. An idiom is usually listed under first noun, verb, adjective or adverb in it. Ignore articles or preposition in the idiom. Then here are some examples. At or from close quarters. Okay, that's close here adjective. Break into smile. Carry on. Have a clean record. Beat about the bush. Have you seen that? Then what is the meaning? Beat about the bush. Beat about the bush means not to talk. If we want to say something to others, then we are going to beat about the bush. Not to talk in a straight forward way. What is the meaning of beat about the bush? Not to write down. Beat about the bush. Not to talk in a straight forward manner. Then break into smile. Smile abruptly. Break into smile. Smile abruptly. A-B-R-U-P-T-L-Y. Abruptly. Carry on. Continue. Carry on. Continue. That's the idioms in the idioms in the when we are checking that idiom, surely we want to know that what is that. It is not straight to meaning. Straight to meaning. Sometimes എന്താണ് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞ ആ വേർഡ്സിൻ്റെ ആ നൗൺസിൻ്റെ ഒക്കെ കറക്റ്റ് മീനിങ് അല്ല കിട്ടുക. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ ഹാവ് എ ക്ലീൻ റെക്കോർഡ്. ഹാവ് എ ക്ലീൻ റെക്കോർഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നല്ല വൃത്തിയുള്ള റെക്കോർഡ്. ഇസ് ഇറ്റ്? നോ. എ ഹിസ്റ്ററി വിത്തൗട്ട് എനി മാർക്ക് ഓഫ് ഡിസ്ക്രെഡിറ്റബിൾ കണ്ടക്ട്. റൈറ്റ് ഡൗൺ. എ ഹിസ്റ്ററി വിത്തൗട്ട് എനി മാർക്ക് ഓഫ് discreditable conduct. What is the meaning? എന്താണ് clean record എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഹിസ്റ്ററി ആണോ വിത്തൗട്ട് എനി മാർക്ക് ഓഫ് ഡിസ്ക്രെഡിറ്റബിൾ കണ്ടക്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ക്യാരക്ടർ ആണ്. എന്താണ് ഡിസ്ക്രെഡിറ്റബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ക്യാരക്ടർ, ഡിസ്ക്രെഡിറ്റബിൾ ആയിട്ട് ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാത്തൊരു നല്ല ക്യാരക്ടർ. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? ദെൻ ഫ്രം ക്ലോസ് ക്വാർട്ടേഴ്സ്. From nearby. From close quarters means nearby. A word when we hear that word from the close quarters, what it mean? It's just near our quarters or anything? No, it is from nearby. Aduthu ninnu adana adinte meaning. Then study the sentence in the column below and okay, that third one is your homework. Okay, I will give you that fourth one. Third one is a simple one. Okay, fourth one. I will give you fourth one. All of you listen. Our fourth one. Given below are jumbled sentences. Working in groups, rearrange the words in each sentence to form correct sentence. All of you listen. Stop and tell me beating about what you want the bush. ജംബിൾഡിലാണ്, അത് നമ്മൾ ഓർഡർ ആക്കണം. അതിലൊരു ഇഡിയോ ഉണ്ട് അല്ലേ. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ബീറ്റിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ബുഷ്. ആൻസർ. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ബീറ്റിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ബുഷ് ആൻഡ് ടെൽ മീ വാട്ട് യു വാണ്ട്. ആ ഒരു സെൻറ്റൻസ് ആണ് ജംബിൾഡ് ആയിട്ട് കൊടുത്തേക്കുന്നത് അല്ലേ. ലിസൺ. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ബീറ്റിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ബുഷ്, അതാണ് ആൻസർ. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ബീറ്റിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ബുഷ് ആൻഡ് ടെൽ മീ വാട്ട് യു വാണ്ട്. ഇഡിയം Idiom, give me what is that? Beating about the bush. Avoid talking about subject directly. Not, that we already edutha meaning okay dears. Okay, then don't pay if you attention you might the wrong train to announcement boards. What it's mean? Give me what is its answer? Okay, I will give you the answer. Listen my dears. Answer, if you don't pay attention to the announcement, write down. If you don't pay attention to the announcement. Attention to ennalladana endu? Pay attention to ennalladana endu? Idiom. Okay. If you don't pay attention to the announcement, you might board the wrong train. You might board the wrong train. Idiom, pay attention to, meaning listen carefully. Listen carefully. Then which is the next one? Answer, the villagers tried to pin the crime. Villagers tried to pin the crime onto young woman. Onto young woman. Pin something on someone. That is the idiom. Okay. Pin something to someone is the idiom. Pin something to something on someone. Answer. Idiom in the meaning also you want to write the idiom in the code. Okay. Ascribe the blame. ASCRIBE. Ascribe the blame or guilt. Blame or guilt. GUILT. Guilt for something on someone. For something on someone. Fourth one. Bebin Babu loved telling people that. Speed up. Bebin Babu loved telling people that he was under doctor's orders. He was under doctor's orders to eat early. What is the idiom there? Under orders. Obviously, under orders. Underline under orders. What is the meaning of under orders? Under the instructions. Under the instructions. Fifth one, under the instructions. 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 Then next, the answer raised his eyebrows. Sorry, the teacher. Answer, the teacher raised his eyebrows. Teacher raised his eyebrows when the students said that. When the students said that they had visited all their lessons. When they had visited all their lessons. Next, then what is the idiom? Raised his eyebrows are the eyebrows is the idiom, meaning showed his resentment. Showed his resentment. 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 That sentence itself, its meaning, right? Okay dears. Then we have one speaking and writing. Writing, imagine you are Bebin Chaudhary. You have received Chunila's letter and feel ashamed that you did not bother to help the old friend down on his luck. Now you want to do something for him. Write a letter to Chunilal promising to help him soon. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ചേഞ്ച് ആയി ഇപ്പോൾ ചുനിലാൽ. അപ്പോൾ എഴുതുന്ന ഒരു ലെറ്റർ എഴുതുക അല്ലേ? ഫ്രമ്മും ടൂവും ഒക്കെ എന്താണ് ലെഫ്റ്റ് അലൈൻഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഫ്രമും ടൂവും എഴുതിയിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, ചുനിലാലിനെ ആരെഴുതാണ്, ബെബിൻ ചൗധരി എഴുതുന്ന ഒരു ലെറ്റർ. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു ഡു ആസ് യുവർ homework. Okay dears, then we are moving our next chapter. We are moving our next chapter, the last bargain. What is that? The last bargain. What is that last bargain? Bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. രണ്ടു പേർക്കും ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന ഒരു എഗ്രിമെന്റ് അല്ലേ, ബാർഗെയിൻ വില പേശുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയില്ലേ. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ ദ പോയം ബൈ രവീന്ദ്രനാഥ ടാഗോർ ഇസ് എ സിമ്പിൾ പോയം. ലിസൺ കെയർഫുള്ളി. ഓക്കെ മൈ ഡിയേഴ്സ്. ഓക്കെ, a bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work, okay, waiting to be hired, and he strikes a bargain but thinks it worthless. He tries twice again but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatsoever, he is happy as never before. What is the bargain and why it the best? Here, what is the bargain? A bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Then here someone is looking for work. Here have you seen a healthy person? Yes, he is looking for work and waiting to be hired, and he was waiting to be hired. Okay, then he strikes a bargain but thinks it worthless, and he tries twice again but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatever it is, he is happy as ever before. And what is the bargain? Then here, what is that in this poem? Here is obviously one healthy, one strong person waiting for hiring. That means he wants to do work for others, but he was waiting for hiring. Okay, then here, എന്താണ് ഇവിടെ ഒരു സ്ട്രോങ് ബിൽഡ് പേഴ്സൺ ഈസ് ഹിയർ. ദെൻ ഹി വാസ് വെയിറ്റിംഗ് ഫോർ ഹെയർ. അയാൾ ആരെങ്കിലും എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, ഒന്ന് ഹെയർ ചെയ്യണം. ദെൻ ഷ്യൂർലി ഹി വിൽ വർക്ക് ഫോർ ഹിം. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്? നോ നീഡ് മണി he did not want money, but he want a peaceful life, and he want one honor like that. Okay, he want one honor, just like an honor. Okay, then he was an honor. Okay, then all of you understood, all of you? Here one person, a strong built person waiting for hiring, and he want a person to hire him. Got it? Come on, hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in hand, the king came to his chariot, and he held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold and pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fire maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward that bargain struck, a child's play made me a free man. Okay, what happened? That strong-willed person? Listen. Come on, hire me. Who is that person is saying like that? Please, come on, hire me. And then here, surely what he says, here, he will work for him. Okay. I cried while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in hand, one king, by hearing the word, who came first? Yes, our king came first in the chariot. And he held my hand and said, I will hear you. What the king said? Yes, king said that I will hear you with my power, and this power counted for naught. That means power was no consequences. Then here the laborer, this person think that there is no consequences, and he went away in his chariots. Then the laborer, this man said that this man understood that power has nothing. Understood? Power was of no consequences. Counted for naught means, underline, counted for naught, its mean was of no consequences. That's why the king go away. Then here the man who is waiting for hearing, what is that? He understood that there was no consequences for power. That's why the king go away. King endu പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ പവർ കൊണ്ട് നിന്നെ ഞാൻ ഹെയർ ചെയ്യാം, നിന്നെ ഞാൻ വാടകയ്ക്ക് എടുക്കാം, ഹെയർ ചെയ്യാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ what he said, the power was, he was not satisfied. That labor, he was not satisfied. Then what he said, that he went away in his chariot. What he said, that the power was of no consequences. That's why the laborer just left him, and king moved far away. Then this next, in the heat of the midday, the house stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. Then who is the next person? An old man with a bag of gold. In the heat of midday, that means noon time. Midday no na noon. The house stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. That means I wandered. So not wandered. Wandered means wandering either and thither. Okay. Then here moving without any aim. Then along the crooked lane, that means I am wandering through crooked. Crooked means not straight. Okay. Then here I am in a crooked lane, not in a straight ways. An old man who came there, an old man came out with his bag of money, bag of gold. He pondered, that means he thought and said, that old man said, I will hear you with my money. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ പണം കൊണ്ട് നിന്നെ ഹെയർ ചെയ്യാം. But he weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. Okay, he showed his money, his gold, but who turned away? Here, the man is not satisfied, he turned away. Okay, who are the person came there? Which are the person came there? The first one our king, and second one our old man with the gold. It was evening, the garden hedge was all flower. Then morning, noon, evening. Then the garden hedge means here fence. Fence means endana fence, walls ille, FENCE. Fence was all a flower means filled with flower. And the fire maid come out and said, I will hear you with a smile. Then a flower, a fair, a white, a very beautiful maid, a girl, okay, beautiful girl came out and said, what she said, okay, surely I will hear you with my smile. And she gave a beautiful smile. And her smile paled, that means it became very grim, paled, it faded. Her smile also faded and into tears. It turned to tears. And what happened? And she went back along into the darkness. Okay, back along into the darkness. Then here the laborer said that it was a fake, എന്താണ് ഫേക്ക് സ്മൈൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഡിസ്ഗൈസ്. ദാറ്റ് ഫെയർ ലേഡീസ്, ആ ഫെയർ ലേഡിയുടെ സ്മൈൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു ഫേക്കാണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താണ് ഒരു ഡിസ്ഗൈസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള എന്താണ് ഡിസ്ഗൈസ് സ്മൈൽ. ഓക്കെ, Then back alone into the dark. Then she went back alone to the darkness. Then the sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. That means it's shone lustriously. What is the meaning of glistened here? Means sun glistened on the sand. That means going to night, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. Okay, who is the next person? Child was playing. Her smile. I will explain that thing again for you. Her smile paled. Her smile become paled, means it become grim and it become faded away. She smiled him, but it gone fastly, and it melted. It turned to tears, and she went back alone into the dark, and she went back alone. She gave a beautiful smile, but he was not satisfied, because what is the reason? It faded fastly. അത് പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ മാഞ്ഞു പോയി, അതൊരു കണ്ണുനീരായിട്ട് മാറി. Then അതും ആർക്കും തൃപ്തനായില്ല. Who was not satisfied? Here the laborer was not satisfied. Okay, then what you see? A child sat playing with the shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hear you with nothing. Okay, a child എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്? ഞാൻ നിന്നെ ഹെയർ ചെയ്യാം with nothing. Then first person king varno, I will hear you with power. Then who is the next person? Old man with gold. And third, that young lady, beautiful lady with a smile. But nothing happened here. The child with nothing. From henceforward, now onwards, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Bargain struck in the child's play. എന്താണ്? That bargain ended with a deal. Okay, ended with a deal. With which means that made me a free man. He said that the hearing of that boy, small boy, made him a free man. Understand? Adavane endaki swadandranaki. Okay, all of you. Then who is the speaker? Understood the poem well? Okay, I think simple poem. Like king vannu, old man vannu, beautiful lady vannu, ആരിലും സംതൃപ്തനായില്ല. നമ്മുടെ laborer സംതൃപ്തനായില്ല. Last അയാൾ എന്തിൽ വീണു? That small boy. Okay, who is the speaker in the poem? All of you give me who is the speaker in the poem? A man's search of a job is the speaker in the poem. A man's search of a job. Okay, then the king sword in hand suggest endana the man's search of a job is the speaker of the poem. Then what it shows endana more power and wealth aanu alle, more power and wealth aanu king. Then the old man offered the speaker a lot of money. Why did he turn down the offer? Why? The old man offered the speaker a lot of money. The man didn't need money. That's the reason. The man answer of question 3. The man didn't need money. Full stop. So it was of no consequences to him. So it was of no consequences. CONCSEQUENCE consequences to him. Therefore, 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 he turned down the old man's offer. He turned down the old man's offer. Actually, in your question, turn down the old man's offer. Find the poem lines, match the following, read one after another. Okay, then that's your homework. How did speaker feel after talking the child on the beach? The speaker felt that he would get the fire returned to his labor, for here he expected a good will and cheer, and also retain his freedom. He will get freedom. That's why. Okay, that is the answer. Then I will give you the additional questions to the WhatsApp. Okay, then read the question answer of Vipin Chowdhury and last bargain. Study well. Surely, inshallah, we want one test paper of Vipin Chowdhury and last bargain together. Okay, inshallah, we can meet our next class. Study well. Thank you.